What's happening, everybody? I'm Steve, and welcome back to Junkdrummer TV, where I give my initial reactions, my hot takes, and my analysis on the drummers of today and yesterday, and maybe tomorrow if I stick around that long. I am a professional drum teacher and a gigging musician, and I have been for 20 plus years. They say these things don't work with beards, and things haven't got that dire yet. Welcome to my first post-quarantine video. Let's go ahead and address the Alex Van Halen drum set-sized elephant in the room. Trying to make sense about what's going on all over the world right now was definitely above my pay grade. And we've all been watching ad nauseum the news and updates, and here's really my only 2 cents. Here's what I would ask all of my viewers to do. We all have someone in our contact list who is quarantined by themselves. If you are lucky enough to be holed up with a significant other, bully for you, I suggest Marvin Gaye and anything by D'Angelo. You're welcome. But there's going to be a lot of people out there that's going to be quarantined by themselves. And being all by yourself for a long period of time is going to lead to the blues. So if you all have someone in your life that is all by themselves, here's what I want you to do. Call them. Don't text. Don't Facebook Messenger. FaceTime would probably be cool. But call them, and call them regularly. Let them know that you're thinking about them. I think that's something that not enough people have talked about. If you are by yourself, and you're going to be by yourself for a while, please stay away from The Cure, The Smiths, and for God's sake, Elliott Smith. When all of this shit blows over, by all means, listen to those bands, because those bands and artists are amazing and some of my favorites. But now is no time for Robert Smith. With that out of the way, let's honor one of our fallen brethren, the Rev Jimmy Sullivan. This one goes out to about the 500 commenters who have suggested him. For all you all who have suggested other drummers, please be patient with me. I'm going to get to them. Okay, Avenged Sevenfold fans, I am a Gen Xer. I am a grunge child. And I know all about, far too well actually, about losing your heroes. And unfortunately, the Rev was taken from us far too early. Please stick around because there's going to be a bit of a PSA in the middle of this video, and I don't want to get too much more into the preamble. So let's just get right into the Rev Jimmy Sullivan of Avenged Sevenfold playing the Beast and the Harlot. You can tell how long he's been gone because this is some real low def video. It's real smooth. Yep. Let's talk about that. That is the most classic double bass drum groove that you can play. It's the one that I teach my double bass players first. I don't know if he's playing eighth notes or quarter notes on the right hand, but that is just meat and potatoes, heavy metal drumming 101. That is running 16th notes on the feet and playing 2 and 4 on the snare drum. That's kind of the double bass heavy metal version of just like the boom, tap, boom, tap. That's just meat and potatoes heavy metal right there. Real light on your feet. You know, those guys that play real fast double bass, they have to be real light. They can't be into the floor with their feet. They have to be light. Man, you know what this drumming really reminds me of? And I'll try not to say it too much, but this is just good, old school, classic double bass, like thrash beats. You know, these guys came right around the time when like your Lamb of God, I know Meshuggah had been around for a long time, but like those bands that were taking metal to the stratosphere from a chop standpoint, I honestly don't know that much about Avenged Sevenfold. I know the songs that were on the radio. But my first impression of this is just like a really cool throwback to, like, you would think of like Bay City or Bay Area thrash bands. Like, one of the things he did was where he would play the double bass 16th notes underneath the tom fill. That's old school. That is Mickey D Motorhead shit. That is old school. Maybe that's why they were such a big band right off the bat. Maybe they tapped into, in the middle of this, metal explosion of over-the-top playing, that they were kind of like, hey, man, remember the good old days of heavy metal? That's what I'm feeling when I hear this. Like, I can't really hear the song all that well, and that's for copyright claim issues. But this sounds like when Lars Ulrich could play drums well. This sounds like Nick Menza, or those kind of I guess it's second wave metal bands. Here's something that I've learned from being in a metal band for the last 4 years. You have to be an expert at feel changes. All metal, most of the metal that we've watched on here, you have to easily shift from regular time, which is what I call 2 and 4, to double time, to half time. And that, a lot of the metal songs that we've watched on this channel, a lot of those songs have had those 3 feels. And you have to be able to do that without fucking the time up. And it's a very easy thing to do, to go from regular time, remember regular time 2 and 4, to double time and speed up, or go from, say regular time to half time and slow down. And, obviously he's doing it wonderfully. That's something you have to think about. Not a lot of music has such consistent feel changes like that. Yeah, you're not seeing any that advanced swivel foot stuff and double strokes with the feet. There's a lot of those advanced double bass things I don't know about. This is just good classic, man. I'm gonna go back and listen to this song and see what the music sounds like at the top of it. Yeah, going from that classic 2 and 4 to this, basically a punk rock double time beat. It's real easy to push those tempos. Okay, if you've made it this far, you're probably a big Avenged Sevenfold fan, and this is just kind of my little PSA. If you are an Avenged Sevenfold fan, you know the circumstances of his death, and unfortunately, in the meat grinder of this damn music business, it is a plague upon our people. And I'm not going to sit here and be a hypocrite. I've been playing gigs since I was 17, and I am no angel. I've always tried to be responsible, as responsible as I can be. But man, if you're down this road, call somebody. Someone loves you, someone cares about you, and someone wants to help you. I have had friends in this business go down this route as well. I've attended far too many funerals. If anything we can learn from the Rev, and we're learning some drum stuff. We're learning that he's a master old school metal drummer. But if we can learn from that example, is try to be responsible. I'm not going to come on here and give you a fucking Nancy Reagan don't do drug speech, because I'm not a fucking hypocrite. But man, if you know someone that's down that road, bother them, get in their face, tell them that someone cares about them. You know, I'm sure that if the Rev was with us, he would say the same thing, and I'm sure that he probably had friends who did. I'm sure of it, man. If you've been in a band, you know what kind of love happens in a band. But if you know someone, or if you're someone like this, call somebody. That's a big one for today's episode. Call people, connect with someone, because someone cares about you. It's like a sweet, a little ways. Oh, my heart. This has to be Angel of Death callback. That is his Dave Lombardo tribute, I'm sure of it. You know, these kind of beats and playing and style is classic for a reason. Classic because it kind of stopped abruptly. Yeah. Yes. That is what I call wearing your influences on your sleeves. And as Buddy Rich said, I think it was Buddy Rich, you know, good musicians don't get caught stealing. And I do know that Buddy Rich said, I know where I stole every note. I love that style. Again, I need to listen to this song to see what context those drums were laying in, but just watching those drums, those were just good, classic metal licks and grooves, and that stuff never goes out of style. It doesn't go out of style just like AC/DC doesn't go out of style. They are part of the tropes of drumming for a fucking reason, and it seemed like he was a master at it. So there you go. Hope y'all don't get sick of me, because I am going to flood the market with content. Because, man, today I taught 4 students instead of the usual 10. I think that's only going to get worse. And I ain't going to have shit to do but play drums, practice drums, and make content. That's what I'm going to do. So hopefully I've eased your mind for a few minutes from all the bullshit that we're having to hear on the news. So if you enjoyed all that, please give me a like, comment, or share. Please check out my Patreon. I have a PayPal option. And again, call someone that you know is by themselves and is going to be by themselves for a very long time. Call them. And if you are in bad shape, call somebody. And if you see someone that's in bad shape, do not be afraid to get in that person's face. They might thank you for it. So, keep practicing until it's easy.